Money used to be simple. You worked, you got paid, and you spent what you earned. But as the world got faster, money got slower, trapped in systems of waiting, fees, and control. Think about it. You can send a photo around the world in seconds, but try sending $100 across borders, and you'll discover a maze of banks, delays, and middlemen. Somewhere along the way, speed became a privilege. That's the world Dash was born to challenge. Dash didn't start as a grand experiment in decentralization or a play for power. It started with one question. What if digital money could actually work like cash? Fast, private, reliable. No middlemen, no waiting days for confirmation. Just instant peer-to-peer transactions that feel as natural as handing someone a dollar bill. Except they happen anywhere on Earth, at the speed of light. In a way, Dash took the original dream of Bitcoin and pushed it closer to reality. While Bitcoin was designed to be digital gold, Dash wanted to become digital cash. Something you could actually use to buy a coffee, pay a bill, or support your family abroad without friction. And that's where Dash's story becomes deeply human. Because behind every transaction is a person. Someone trying to send money home, someone running a business, someone living in a country where inflation eats through savings overnight. For them, Dash isn't just a cryptocurrency. It's freedom that fits in a phone. It's the idea that money shouldn't just belong to banks or governments. It should belong to the people who earn it. And as the world races toward faster payments and financial automation, Dash stands quietly as a reminder. Sometimes the most powerful innovation isn't new. It's simply making what already exists work better for everyone. So what is Dash really? How did it evolve from an experimental fork of Bitcoin into one of the world's most practical cryptocurrencies? And why do millions still believe in its mission of instant, borderless human money? The story of Dash begins with frustration and with vision. A developer named Evan Duffield was fascinated by Bitcoin's potential, but frustrated by its limits. He loved the idea of decentralized money, but he saw how slow and public it was. Transactions took minutes, sometimes hours. Fees were rising, and privacy, something cash had always guaranteed, was almost gone. Evan believed that if digital money was ever going to work for the real world, it needed to be fast, private, and easy. So he built Dash, originally launched as Xcoin, later renamed Darkcoin, and finally Dash, short for Digital Cash. The project set out to solve Bitcoin's biggest weaknesses: speed, scalability, and privacy, without losing its security or trustless nature. Dash introduced several key innovations that made it stand out. The first was InstantSend, a feature that allowed transactions to be confirmed in seconds, not minutes. Instead of waiting for miners to verify every block, Dash created a system of special nodes called masternodes to handle instant confirmations. Masternodes became the backbone of Dash's network, powerful servers run by community members who stake 1,000 Dash as collateral. These nodes don't just validate transactions. They also govern the network, vote on proposals, and keep the system running smoothly. This two-tier architecture, miners plus masternodes, was revolutionary. It gave Dash both speed and structure. The masternode layer allowed new features to be added without sacrificing decentralization, while the mining layer maintained the network's proof-of-work security. Then came PrivateSend, Dash's built-in privacy option. It let users mix their coins with others in a pool, making it nearly impossible to trace where funds came from. It wasn't about secrecy for crime. It was about restoring the privacy that physical cash naturally had without trusting a bank or middleman. Over time, Dash evolved from a niche crypto into a real-world payments network. It focused less on speculation and more on usability, making sure people could actually spend it. That vision led to features like Dash Pay, chain locks, and Evolution, a long-term upgrade aimed at making Dash as easy to use as PayPal or Venmo, but entirely decentralized. Chain locks in particular strengthened Dash's security against 51% attacks, ensuring that once a block was confirmed, it couldn't be reversed. The technology was advanced, but the philosophy stayed simple. Money should move as freely as people do. Today, Dash runs one of the most stable decentralized governance systems in the crypto world. Masternodes vote on proposals and community projects, from merchant adoption to educational campaigns, all funded directly from the blockchain's treasury system. That means Dash doesn't rely on outside investors or companies to grow. It funds itself by design, a truly self-sustaining network. Evan Duffield eventually stepped back from daily leadership, but his original idea lives on through thousands of masternodes and developers around the world, all aligned by a single mission: to make digital cash that actually works. It's a rare balance: a network fast enough for modern life, but decentralized enough to remain free. And that's where Dash found its place, not as a speculative token, but as a practical revolution. When most cryptocurrencies were chasing headlines, Dash was quietly chasing adoption. From its earliest days, the Dash community understood something simple but often ignored in crypto. Technology doesn't matter if people can't use it. And so while others focused on token prices, Dash focused on real-world utility. That decision shaped its entire ecosystem. In countries like Venezuela, where inflation destroyed the local currency, Dash became more than a digital experiment. It became a lifeline. When the believer lost value overnight, people turned to anything that held stability. And Dash's speed made it usable in daily life. Street vendors, grocery stores, even small cafes started accepting it. You could buy bread or pay for fuel in Dash faster than you could with a credit card. The same pattern appeared in Colombia, Nigeria, and the Philippines, where cross-border payments are often slow and expensive. For workers sending money home, Dash offered something priceless: instant remittances, without the middlemen or high fees. A phone and an internet connection were all it took. And it wasn't just individuals. Businesses started using Dash as well. Merchants could receive payments instantly without worrying about chargebacks or banking delays. E-commerce platforms integrated Dash for global customers. Payment processors like Coin Payments, BTC Pay Server, and Now Payments made it easy to accept Dash with one click. The ecosystem also expanded through Dash Direct, a payment app that lets users spend Dash directly at major retail chains in the US, places like Best Buy, DoorDash, and Uber Eats, with instant conversion at checkout. It's one of the closest experiences to real digital cash anywhere in crypto. Dash's governance system played a big role in all this growth. Every month, part of the block rewards goes into a treasury that funds community projects. Masternode owners vote on how to allocate that funding, from merchant onboarding and developer grants to humanitarian projects and regional education. This model turned Dash into a self-funding, community-governed economy, something almost no other blockchain achieved at its scale. It means innovation doesn't wait for a CEO or investors. It happens through people who care enough to build. On a technical level, Dash's partnerships with AnyPay, Kraken, and Bitrafil further expanded its reach, connecting digital cash with real-world payments infrastructure. But Dash's greatest impact can't be measured in transactions or integrations. It's measured in freedom. The freedom for people to move money without permission, to transact without surveillance, and to build livelihoods without depending on collapsing financial systems. For someone in New York, Dash might just be another cryptocurrency. But for someone in Caracas or Lagos, it can mean survival. And that's what makes Dash different. It never tried to replace money, and it tried to make money work better. A currency that serves people, not the other way around. But even with its real-world success, Dash faces new challenges. The crypto landscape has evolved. New competitors, new regulations, and new narratives. To stay relevant, Dash must evolve once more, not by abandoning its roots, but by proving that simplicity can still lead the way. Every revolution eventually meets resistance, not always from others, but from the changing world around it. For Dash, that resistance came from two directions: technology evolving faster than expected, and regulators catching up faster than hoped. When Dash launched, it was one of the few projects focused on privacy and payments. But as time went on, hundreds of new blockchains entered the space, each promising faster speeds, lower fees, or new forms of utility. Suddenly, Dash wasn't competing against banks. It was competing against innovation itself. The first challenge Dash faced was relevance in a crowded market. Projects like Lightning Network, Solana, and Polygon began offering instant, near-free transactions. Dash's strength, speed, was no longer unique. To stay ahead, the community doubled down on its biggest advantage: usability and governance. DashPay and Evolution, two major upgrades, were designed to make crypto as simple as a username-based wallet. No long addresses, no complicated setups. Evolution also integrated a social layer, allowing users to send Dash to names, not codes, and build trust directly inside the network. Meanwhile, chain locks kept the system more secure than ever. By combining masternode validation with mining consensus, it made 51% attacks nearly impossible, a defense mechanism still unmatched by many newer chains. But Dash's next challenge wasn't technological, it was political. Because Dash offered optional privacy features, regulators began labeling it a privacy coin. That label created complications with exchanges and compliance frameworks, even though Dash's privacy tools were far less opaque than Monero or Zcash. Some exchanges delisted it out of caution, and for a time, Dash's visibility suffered. Yet the community didn't panic. They responded with education explaining that PrivateSend is a transaction mixing tool, not full anonymity, and that Dash's blockchain remains fully transparent and auditable. Slowly, some listings returned. At the same time, Dash continued to focus on what mattered most: real adoption. While others chased hype cycles and NFT trends, Dash stayed grounded in its mission being usable money for ordinary people. That focus paid off. Its decentralized treasury kept funding local initiatives in Latin America, Africa, and Southeast Asia. Its developers continued improving infrastructure. Its masternodes kept voting, maintaining one of the most democratic governance systems in crypto. And now Dash faces its most defining question yet. What does digital cash mean in a world moving towards central bank digital currencies? If governments launch programmable money that can track and restrict spending, Dash could become more important than ever. A tool for financial freedom in a world where privacy is shrinking. Looking ahead, Dash's roadmap includes expanding evolution, integrating cross-chain functionality, and improving mobile-first experiences for developing countries. The vision isn't just to keep up with innovation. It's to stay human in a space that's becoming increasingly automated. Because technology alone doesn't make money better. Values do. Dash's future depends not on speed or hype, but on staying true to its purpose, empowering people to transact freely. And if it can hold that line between innovation and integrity, it may not just survive the next wave of digital finance. It may define it. Every digital revolution begins with a simple question. For Dash, that question was, what if money could finally move as fast as life itself? In a world obsessed with speculation, Dash dared to stay practical, to build something ordinary people could actually use. Not just investors or developers, but parents, workers, students, and shopkeepers. Anyone who needed a faster, fairer way to move value. That's what makes Dash special. It doesn't shout about decentralization, it lives it. It doesn't promise wealth, it enables exchange. And in doing so, it quietly fulfills one of the oldest dreams of the digital age: to make money as open and immediate as information. When you step back and look at Dash's story, it feels less like a cryptocurrency and more like a movement. A movement that began with frustration. Bitcoin was too slow, banks were too controlling, and evolved into a philosophy. That technology should serve people, not the other way around. Dash's mission has always been deeply human. It's not about building the perfect blockchain, it's about restoring something we've slowly lost: the freedom to transact without permission. Think of a mother in Venezuela paying for groceries without worrying about her currency collapsing. A student in Nigeria paying tuition online without facing blocked transfers. A freelancer in Argentina getting paid instantly for their work. No bank delays, no middlemen, no questions asked. That's what digital cash really means. The ability to move value instantly, privately, and globally, as easily as sending a message. And yet what keeps Dash inspiring isn't just what it solves, but how it survives. It's been through name changes, forks, regulatory pressure, market cycles, and yet the network never stopped. Why? Because it isn't driven by one company or CEO. It's powered by thousands of masternodes, community members, and developers. People who keep believing in the same thing. Freedom that fits in your pocket. That's what true decentralization looks like. Not chaos, but collective order. A system that sustains itself because people sustain it. In the broader picture of crypto history, Dash may not always make the headlines. It doesn't chase trends or celebrity endorsements, but quietly it's done what many others still dream of: real-world adoption. It's easy to forget that progress doesn't always happen in a flash of innovation. Sometimes it's the steady hum of something that just works. The kind of technology that fades into the background because it's become part of everyday life. That's the legacy Dash is building. Not hype, not headlines, but habits. People paying, sending, sharing, and living freely. Maybe that's the future of money. Not something new, but something familiar finally done right. Dash reminds us that financial freedom doesn't need to be radical. It just needs to be real. And in a world where money is becoming more programmable and less private, that reminder might be more valuable than any token ever could be. Because when technology fades and systems evolve, what remains isn't code. It's choice. And Dash has always been about that. The simple, powerful choice to control your own money. Fast, private, borderless. Just like it was always meant to be.